I am inking up the first plates. This is the darkest colour, which is actually printed last. It's a dark blue-black called Payne's Grey. So I'm cleaning it off with the scrim, the dark one first, then I move on to a middle scrim and then a cleaner one to polish off the ink. So this is the clean scrim, and you can actually see the image more clearly now. I'm now cleaning the plate with muslin to remove the last residue of dark ink. I'm now inking up the second plate with the Madder Lake ink. This is printed second, and I work from light to dark when I'm printing. So now I'm polishing off the red plate. It's quite pinky, and that gives the beautiful oranges when it goes over the top of the yellow. Now inking up the third plate, which is the yellow, and it's called a deep yellow ink. But you have to be careful not to wipe it for too long, because this ink has a tendency to oxidise, which would give it a grey tone. Here I am with all three plates inked up, ready to print. I'm about to put the paper on the yellow plate. I've got registration marks lined up on my backing plastic. So this is it, this is the first colour, the deep yellow. This is the first colour and it's looking pretty good. Right, here I am with the second plate. This is the Madder Lake. About to see what it looks like with two colours, which is always quite exciting. Yep, it's looking fine. This is the best bit, the big reveal. Let's see if it's registered properly. Yep, it's looking pretty good. So now it's printed and ready to go over to the blotter where it's dry. A bit of weightlifting. Here I've got a selection of my one-day series, and the idea behind that was to show different lights, different times of the day, and all actually in different parts of Tuscany. And here's Lamano, the one that I was printing. And I was lucky enough to stay in this village, and I did lots of sketching and then came back and made the etchings in the studio. And I was actually staying right down here at the bottom of the village. It's set in the mountains with no other life around, not much traffic, lots of wildlife. We saw porcupines, a snake and all sorts of things, so very beautiful. So I was staying in Lamano for 2 weeks, but with some friends we actually travelled around Tuscany, and this was heading off towards Siena, and I stopped and I was drawn by the shapes in the vineyard and the olive trees, which made these quite interesting shapes on the hillside. So I actually worked on a watercolour first and then made the etching later on, and I was quite pleased with the colours that brought back happy memories of Tuscany. So this one here is actually representing a later time in the day. The sun was going down, but there was still some lovely light reflected on the fields here, and some beautiful wild flowers were growing in the foreground. So this one brings back happy memories of a trip to Siena. So this one here was mid-afternoon with the hot sun, and it's San Gimignano, and I spent a few hours sketching there in the hot sun, and then came back to the studio and did a watercolour, and then when I came back to the UK I did this etching, 3-plate etching. So San Gimignano is the city of 7 towers. You can't see them all there, but it gives you an idea, and there are some stunning views from the edge of the town where you can see all the towers. So by using 3 colours I can get some very nice tones. So where the black has gone over the yellow I get a greenish tone, and here a very pale black has gone over the purple, which gives another interesting tone, and you can end up with quite a jewel-like effect with these 3 colours.